Well, Colin Steen here. I'm the CEO of Legacy Agripartners. We are a seed company across the upper Midwest. We've got Legacy Seeds in Wisconsin and Tri-Cal Superior Forages down in Vernon, Texas, and DF Seeds in Dansville, Michigan. And I'm here with Janna Fritz, who is the president of DF Seeds. Welcome, Janna.
Thanks, Colin. Happy to be here and happy to give you a little insight on myself as the newest member of the DF Seeds team. So
Great. One of the things that, you've touched on this, and you and I both worked for a couple of the big companies in ag, right? And a couple of the broader known names, and of course DF Seeds is a smaller company, but it's we pride ourselves on our connections to farmers, whether at Legacy or Tri-Cal or DF.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about how you foster connections to Michigan growers. How do you keep it real, as the kids say, Janna?
Yeah. So, I think part of it, Colin, is being with them, right? To me, the best way to foster relationships is to be visible, to be out. It doesn't matter if it's a DF function or a greater Michigan agricultural industry function, partnerships with commodity groups, Michigan Corn, Michigan Farm Bureau, county conservation offices. We're talking a great deal at DF about sustainability, right? And truly making a difference from an opportunity for the farmer to do things in the conservation lens. How do we offer, cover crops and some of our other commodities and agronomic management practices that advance the narrative? All of those things I getting a little off track, but the point is to be with the farmer, right? I think that's how we foster the best relationships, listening to our growers, listening to our dealers. We just recently, in fact, had a seed grower meeting, right? And that was something that hadn't been done in a little while, but as a local seed brand, we are relying on about 20 to 25 Michigan farmers to grow the seed then that we can sell in the coming year. And I wanted to hear from them, right? What's the challenges that they've incurred specifically to the act of growing seed? Quality concerns, processing concerns, delivery concerns, any number of different things. But what's been working well and what do we need to look to change for the future? One of the greatest things to come out of that meeting, honestly, was the seed growers' interest in learning themselves how they could do better, right? Can we compile data from season to season, from grower to grower, and say our seed crop, the purity tests or the foreign material content, right? How do we deliver better seed to then have a better product going out to customers? And they asked for that, which in some aspects I was a little shocked about, right? But they want to do better. And we want to do better as a company. So that simple act of having a seed grower meeting already has reaped a number of benefits. And that's where I go back to, how do we keep in touch with the farmer is to be with the farmer, offer opportunities to listen to them, participate in events where they are, and just, keep an open mind and keep listening to the customers as best as we possibly can.
Great. Yeah, I think as I look back at at John Deal, right, who you spoke with earlier.
Yep.
He's been he was very visible and out and talking to his customers, and
Very.
Chris Varner before you, well known throughout the state as well. So
Yep.
fantastic. A little bit about kind of back to as you look to the future, right? So as you spend a little bit of time thinking about the future, what starts to excite you about those growth opportunities at DF? What gets you excited? What's filling your cup of energy right now?
Yeah. So it's for the same reason as the reason that I came to DF again was that differentiation of a already strong brand name offering alternative opportunities to Michigan farmers. And that still gets me up in the morning, right? That still is exciting. We have, a tremendous opportunity to share our story and a very strong base of opportunity, again, from a differentiation standpoint in keeping our three Legacy Agripartner tenants close to home of feed, food, and sustainability,
Yeah.
right? I think from a corn and alfalfa perspective, with the partnerships with Legacy, we have all of the opportunity in the world to be in touch with the dairy industry in Michigan, the beef industry in Michigan, all of these folks that put feed through the belly of a ruminant, right? And we've talked internally, I think we said 70% of our business goes through the belly of a ruminant animal. And we truly can prioritize those farms and give them some of the highest quality products available, right? We have a focus that some of the major national brands just don't have, especially when it comes to feed. Food, to continue, right, from a longstanding history of non-GMO soybeans for domestic and international food consumption, right? Going into tofu and soy milk and soy pudding and you name it, from an international Asian, predominantly Asian market. We have some of the highest quality soybeans with highest protein content on the market. And that is also a continuing an industry that still has a high demand and a growing demand for those products. Even as the soybean industry looks to domestically look at more crushing soybeans, the interest is still, from a food perspective, in making sure that those high quality, high protein soybeans are available for food consumption beyond just what's going on for the demand in overall soybean crush capacity.
Got it. That's, it's great. I think the future is bright for DF Seeds, certainly. I'm excited about the opportunities in the feed space, certainly. And I think with the diversity of agriculture in Michigan, it's a perfect opportunity for a company like DF Seeds, isn't it?
Yes, yes. And Colin, we are Michigan, right? Again, it's I've maybe sometimes said it's a square hole, round peg, something, to that effect. But we are the right round peg for the round hole that is the state of Michigan, right? We are the brand that we are testing here. We are looking for products that are well suited for Michigan with the Michigan farmer mentality at our core. So it's a perfect fit in my mind. We just need to tell more people what the opportunity is to partner with us.
Great. So, you touched on this right at the very start. And then again, sort of a little bit ago, when you talked about empathizing with the Michigan growers, understanding their challenges, their opportunities. On our leadership team for Legacy Agripartners, a lot of us grew up on farms, but nobody lives on one today. So you win the award there for being so you're the only farmer on our team, on our leadership team, and so it's not an easy job, right? I grew up on a farm, and I understand how difficult it is. Talk to as you've become a farmer over the last years, what's been one of those things that you're like, I never thought it was going to be like this moments, or that enlightening moment where you're like, holy cow, this is not right. How
so
we're
so
amazing.
I laugh a little bit because the not necessarily the shocking moment, but the thing that was the hardest to comprehend for me, not growing up in agriculture, was the seasonality of the agriculture industry. I also should take a moment and say, as far as the farming aspect of our home operation goes, my husband is huge. We couldn't do anything as a family, a farming family, of course, then me as a working professional as well, to sustain the farm if I didn't have the support of my husband, Joel. So let me first say that. Thank you to him.
Well said. Yeah. We all like to
thank our spouses, right?
Yeah.
And he, has the passion for agriculture, the passion for farming was in him at birth, right? It's not just a multi-generational farm, but but he has known he's wanted to farm since he could walk. So he's running the farm. But the thing for me that was the most shocking or hardest to wrap my head around, as I said, was the seasonality of our business and the work, the commitment to work at the time that the work needs to be done. And I guess if I could clarify that a little bit, right? When it's time to harvest, it's time to harvest. It doesn't matter if you want to take a vacation, and maybe that's too much of an extreme. In some cases, it doesn't even matter if, there's a football game at that time, right? You work when you must work. And just never dealing with an industry that was quite so seasonal. I tend to be a planner, and I can plan things out so that everyone can accomplish everything that needs to happen. But there are just things on a farm that can't be planned for, and you just simply dedicate the time when the time needs to be dedicated.
Yeah.
And that was probably the one aspect of agriculture that shocked me the most, that I had a hard time wrapping my head around, because I would want to plan things even amongst harvest, and that just didn't work out, because harvest is harvest, and we just absolutely need to focus on harvest. So I'm there now. Admittedly, my husband and I have been married for almost 18 years, and it probably took me the first 8 or 9 to really come to the realization that planting and harvest and spraying and those most critical times of an agricultural growing season are hands off for any other extracurriculars. We just have to get the work done. But that I think that just speaks to the farmer mentality, right? The farmer and the rural community of really salt of the earth, great people that I get the pleasure to work with all the time, right? They're just great, hardworking individuals that research and explore alternatives to grow their own operations, which in turn, grows our world. So what's better? I just love agriculture, and it's been a little bit of an adjustment, just not living in that as a child and attempting to plan around it. But I wouldn't change it for the world.
Great. Yeah. I would agree. What is better, right? It's an amazing life. It's honorable. And that, I think you said it a couple times. That DF Seeds' commitment to that Michigan farmer and understanding of what they're going through, the choices they make each and every year is really important. So, and I know you don't take it lightly. Janna, look, this has been a great, fast-moving 28 minutes of discussion here. I know we could go much longer, but our ad agencies tell us that, or the people we work with tell us that after 30 minutes nobody cares anymore. So we're gonna leave them at a high point and leave it at a high point, and I think the ending off on the fact of your commitment to agriculture, your commitment to the farm, your husband Joel and his commitment to your farm couldn't think of a better place to stop. And so on behalf of Legacy Agripartners, I'm super glad you're part of our team, and really excited for the future of DF Seeds with you leading the group. So
thank you. No, thank you very much, Colin. I really appreciate the opportunity. I think it is nothing but a wonderful opportunity ahead of us, with, again, a great history behind us, a strong team, a good base and quality, and the sky's the limit. So I'm happy to be a part of that, and reach for whatever we can get to as fast as we can get there.
No, thank you, Janna.